Students on the autism spectrum present a unique challenge to school systems. Challenging and complex behaviours are more frequent in children on the autism spectrum, and, without appropriate intervention, these behaviours tend to persist across an individual's lifespan. Despite the surge in investment in autism research, one of the biggest obstacles faced by educators is ensuring that the needs of all students on the spectrum can be successfully met within educational contexts. The Australian Educational Needs Analysis, ASD-ENA, conducted by the Cooperative Research Centre for Living with Autism, was a world-first research project involving researchers from Autism Spectrum Australia, Griffith University, Autism Queensland, and QUT. The needs analysis produced an Australian-wide view of what key participants, from their perspective, believed were the educational needs for students on the autism spectrum, aged 5 to 18 years, and offered insights as to how they felt these needs can be more effectively supported in schools. Utilising a mixed method approach, including a survey and follow-up in-depth interviews, the Australian Autism Educational Needs Analysis obtained information from 1,468 people belonging to 4 key stakeholder groups: educators, specialists, students, and parents. Student voice is a powerful tool that can help inform and improve what we do in schools and how we do it. Therefore, as part of the survey, students on the autism spectrum were invited to offer their views. This video will focus on the results of the students' perspectives of the survey questions. A key question that was asked of students was to indicate how hard or easy they felt a range of different activities were for them to do at school. We are now going to explore, on average, the top 10 most difficult activities students stated to experience at school. 1. Planning for assignments. Understandably, a difficult task for many, it comes as no shock that it was one of the most frequent answers. A student even stated that, "Once I understand an assignment, I can do it easily. It just takes me time to get it." But as we continue to explore other ideas in this video, planning for assignments is actually accompanied by many other tasks perceived as difficult. 2. Working as part of a group. Foundational characteristics of autism are the challenges a person may face in social interaction and communication. Therefore, group work can create anxiety and difficulties for students on the autism spectrum due to difficulties they experience in social understanding. 3. Handwriting and being neat. Handwriting is a difficult fine motor skill that may even cause pain for some students. It is a common challenge for students with autism and can create a barrier for many other activities and tasks. 4. Coping with change. Students on the spectrum are heavily reliant on routines and structure to help understand the world around them. Change can cause inflexibility, anxiety, or confusion. 5. Coping with bullying or teasing. With diversity and difference often seen as a deficit, coping with bullying or teasing is challenging for any student. This is further escalated and intensified by the aforementioned challenges in social interaction and communication. Some statements expressing difficulty included, "I am not like the other kids," and challenges in keeping friends. 6. The speed at which they completed handwriting. Participants of the ASD-ENA study stated, "Writing hurts my hand and I am slow. I can't write more than 200 words without my hand cramping up." 7. Copying information from the board. A handwriting task can be difficult enough without having to keep up with the additional pressure of keeping up in the quick pace of many classrooms and additional tasks involved, such as copying information from the board. 8. Doing homework. Homework is a common challenge magnified by previously stated obstacles. 9. Staying calm when other kids annoyed them. Students on the autism spectrum can experience anxiety more intensely or frequently than other students. Dealing with stressful or difficult situations is quite a challenge and can affect students physically and psychologically. It may also influence or prompt other key characteristics of autism. 10. Staying calm when the classroom is very noisy. Students from the survey mentioned the challenge of sensory issues, such as loud noises and other common school occurrences, like undercover assembly areas escalating not only the noise, but the heat. Given the regularity with which students are faced with these demands throughout a common school day, it is clear that school has the potential to be a very stressful place for students who experience difficulty in these areas. Therefore, within the ASD-ENA, students were also asked to identify helpful support options and strategies they believe would help them at school. One of the most significant supports was technology. Technology, such as using a tablet, iPad, or laptop, can be used during tasks that demand handwriting. Technology may also be used to take photos of instructions or support other executive function, organisation, planning, and handwriting demands within the school environment. Allowing students to take a break and have time away can calm anxiety and give students time to regain the composure and focus required to participate at school. As a result, the opportunity to take a break when needed was highlighted by students as a useful strategy. Other strategies mentioned included 1. Being reminded of impending changes. Sometimes a simple email, note, or a quick warning of impending changes can allow a student on the spectrum time to process the changes or work with other stakeholders to prepare strategies to handle those changes. 2. Getting copies of things teachers wrote on the board. With the tiresome and demanding task of handwriting aside, students can focus on the learning objectives and keep up with the continuous pace of the classroom environment. 3. Using special interests to do projects. Gaining insight into each unique student and valuing their own individualism, utilising special interests can be a valuable way of accessing knowledge, participation, and understanding of students on the autism spectrum. 4. Help with organising themselves. Executive functioning skills have a significant impact on anyone's ability to attend to relevant information in the environment, such as attention to task, organising one's thoughts or one's belongings. The challenges of appropriately employing executive function skills was acknowledged as requiring significant support by students on the autism spectrum. 5. Receiving rewards for jobs well done. Rewards and praise provide the recognition, validation, and the acknowledgement of students achieving and having success physically, social-emotionally, and/or academically. Students on the spectrum considered this important for their success in the school environment. 6. A quiet space to do assessment. A calm and quiet environment and limiting challenges, as previously mentioned, will help allow students to fulfill their academic potential. 7. One-to-one help from an adult. Occasionally, students may need one-to-one support to face or overcome academic or social-emotional obstacles, such as many of the challenges that have already been highlighted in this video. Of course, this is not a one-size-fits-all solution. Schools need to be careful not to run the risk of overgeneralizing, as students with autism are as different from each other as any other students. The advantage of supporting these needs in the classroom ensures benefits not only for the student with autism, but all students in that learning environment. The ASD-ENA has allowed students on the spectrum a voice to discuss some common challenges and preferences. From this, schools can gain powerful information, developing understanding, and creating useful resources to help educators meet the educational needs of students on the autism spectrum. Listening to and reflecting on the personal experiences of students on the autism spectrum is critically important to developing a more inclusive approach and, more effectively, supporting their educational needs.